this will be my last interjection, but let me try to be my usual dyspeptic self, and then you can refute me. It's it's that Reaganism isn't exciting enough. Uh, it doesn't amp you up like a good culture war does. And the reality is that it's not just on the left, it's on the right too. I mean, look at the rise of anti Semitism on the right, especially in America. People want to get amped. They enjoy, they feed off this idea of, existential struggles, of deep grievances, of, you know, the darker corners of the internet that, Musk, frankly, and others travel in, of like white replacement, and things that are just so completely alien to the kind of Reagan canon and the Reagan legacy. Yet, Sean, isn't that part of where we're at? I don't know. We've become so successful, so fat, so complacent about our freedoms and our society that we're just bored. We're just bored, and we want to get a hit of a rush. And Reagan just doesn't do it anymore, and that's especially why we're seeing these younger conservatives, turning their backs on what is primarily, an economic argument about liberty and about its origins and about its future and its promise, to turn instead to like scratch those deep itches that they have, precisely because they are itches and it feels good to scratch them.
Yeah, I think that's precisely right. Francis Fukuyama's essay and then book, The End of History, is often misrepresented. He anticipated this, that the problem with liberal democratic capitalism was that it didn't offer salvation. It didn't offer transcendence. It was the best way in an imperfect world to organize our societies and economies, and it would not scratch that itch or solve that sense of search for meaning and purpose that people instinctively have. And particularly as our society becomes more secular, you get the sense that people are now searching for that, not in churches or synagogues or mosques, but in politics. And politics is just a bad source of those of those first things, if I can put it that way. One of my favorite books from the pantheon of modern conservatism is Irving Kristol's famous book Two Cheers for Capitalism. His argument wasn't that was that capitalism was efficient at allocating scarce resources and so on, but it didn't provide a source of morality and meaning, and that was okay. We would get that from somewhere else. And I think it's precisely when we seek too much out of politics, Rudyard, when we ask for it to be a stand-in for these more fundamental questions, it's precisely when it goes off the rails. Politics should be about trying to create the conditions for stability, security, prosperity. It should not be where we look for meaning and purpose. The societies where politics has played that role are ones that have necessarily failed, and often spectacularly. And in that sense, I think these people are heading down the wrong road by rejecting Reaganism and his insight about keeping politics for politics and everything else for
Yeah.
everything else, if I can put it that way.
It's well put. It's like it's not just a limited state, it's a limited politics, it's a limited culture. It's embracing in all of our lives a private realm
Yes.
of family, of faith, of tradition, of whatever it is that speaks to your deepest yearnings for belonging, for meaning, for understanding. And while many of us, I think many conservatives, would espouse the ideas of a limited state, they seem now to kind of cheer on an expansive view of politics, of culture, mainly, precisely, you're right, Sean, because of the diminution of our private and personal lives in this kind of constant online culture that many of us, for reasons I don't understand, subject ourselves to. The instant diarization of your life on Instagram or X in every banal moment.